Hello and good evening to another episode of Tuesdays with the Ambassador of Hope. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to come right into your home. Listen, every day above the ground is a good day, and I can testify to that. So long as there's breath in your nostrils and a heartbeat in your chest, there's hope for you. You never know what is around the corner. I've told you the bend in the road is not the end of the road unless you refuse to turn. It's a beautiful day. I have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful man with me today. Episode number 180. I'm going to tell you a little bit about himself. He will tell you a little bit about himself. The Untold stories. You understand it very soon. But before we do that, you know what we do all the time. Please pick up your gadget. If it is worth hearing, it is worth sharing. Let's do that, shall we? Do that for me. Whilst we welcome a few people. Emmanuel Uzu is here. Good evening, Emmanuel. Good evening, V. Good evening to you, Anita. Good evening, Julia. Please share, please share, please share. Missy says share. She says share, share. John Ankra says let's do it. Please share. We are live on Facebook and we are live on YouTube. Ambassador of Hope, Ofosu Appiah official. Shall we do that? We want to see the numbers go up a little bit because we're going to have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. The Untold story. We all love stories, don't we? Somebody told me the other day that the secret of great people is in their stories. And how true. And the season ahead of us, we're going to listen to people's stories. It's amazing the things you learn when you listen to stories. So let's share a little bit before I introduce our guest in the house today, a man that I totally love and appreciate. I'm giving you 15 seconds. Let's share. I'm going to share again. Woman of God, God bless you. Yes, I missed all of you too, but he caused me to lie down in green pastures. So I'm still coming alive. I'm still coming up. We cannot be defeated. We are here. Good evening. Everybody share. Well, Honorable Nana Nimo says, good evening, Bishop Kwapong. You've introduced him already before I did. So, but that's good. That's good. Thank you, Nana Nimo. Thank you so much. Let's do that. Let's do it. Let's let the numbers come up. Let's see our YouTube crowd. Where my YouTube crowd at? It's going to be amazing. It's going to be beautiful. Yes, you are all here tonight. Oh, wow. So many of you here. Precious name. Good evening to you. We have Zandra, and happy birthday again to you. Dr. Larinette is here. Daniel Soldier, you are here. Golda, good evening to you. Oh, who is Schaden Freuder? Wow. Does anybody know what Schadenfreude means? Schadenfreude is German. It means to get pleasure at the head of somebody else. That's Schadenfreude. In the English, is epicaricacy. Sorry about the English, but that is, so that's, I thought that was a wonderful now. Schadenfreude, that is when you derive happiness out of people's pain, but hey, it is a name. But I just wanted to throw that in. I thought it was very interesting. Eunice, God bless you. God bless you. Zandra, God richly bless you. Listen, tonight I have one of God's choicest servants with us in the studio. And You know something? Let me tell you something a little bit. Germans are very efficient when it comes to machines, and especially automobiles. If we say German machine, you think about Mercedes, you think about BMW, you think about Audi. And the other day, I saw something very interesting about Audi. A man called August Horst. He founded a company, August Horst Automobile Company, in Germany, and started building auto. After a little while, in 1909, he had an issue with his business partners, so he had to leave the company. And then he started his own company, August Horst, but the business partners still had a hold on the name of the first, so they sent in the Supreme Court of Germany ruled against Mr. Horst. And so he wanted a name for his new company, and he was brainstorming with some friends. And as they were talking, one of the friends had a son who had studied Latin. And listening to them, and by the way, Horst in German means listen. Horst means listen. So the little boy who knew German also said, then why don't you, who knew Latin, said, why don't you take a Latin name, which is Audi. Audi means listen. Audi alteram partem. It's one of the fundamental laws of justice that listen to the other party before you make a judgment. So that is how Audi came. Audi says listen. And today we are here to listen. And who else than the newly minted 60-year-old young boy, Bishop Joe Kwapong. Bishop, yes, welcome to Tuesdays with the Ambassador of Hope. Such a joy and honor to have Bishop in the house today. A lot of you know Bishop, a lot of you don't know him, and today you find, and there are stories that I want to talk about. I have in my hand, he has written so many books, and I have in my hand here his latest, that's the latest, and that is Journey Through the Rearview Mirror. He gave me this, the immigrant story. He gave me this one, and in a matter of one night, I pulled out a half night just to read it and to go on. And so we're going to talk. Bishop, welcome and good evening to you. How have you been? How is your happy birthday and everything? How are you today?
I'm doing well, Papa. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing well.
Well, bless God.
Good to see you.
Yes, so good to see you too. So good to see you. By the way, Bishop Jacob and I are related. Paternal side, he's related to me from one of the best places on earth. I'll leave that nameless for security reasons. In case we want to escape there for some peace of mind, then we can have our peace of mind. But Bishop, thank you so much. Can you just, I know you don't normally do that, but can you just tell a little bit about yourself, your journey, who you are, family, anything for somebody who may not have known, or somebody who think they know you, because many times they think they know us because of the notoriety, the platforms, your books, so tell us a little bit. So what I want to say, who is Bishop Joe Kwapong?
Well, thank you again, Papa.
Yes.
This is a great opportunity for me, and I welcome it and don't take it lightly. Of all the people you could have called here, you called me. So yes. Thank you.
Thank you. We are honored. Yes, Bishop.
Sir. Yes, sir. Well, I am first of all a son. I'm the son of the late Jim Kwapong. And my mother, who is now 89, wow. Pushing 90.
Wow.
Yes, doing well. I am also a brother to 5 siblings. I am the fourth of 6.
Wow.
So that makes me a middle child. As a middle child, they say you're the child of peace. So I always look for the peace among the family. I'm also a husband to one wife. Vicky. I'm also a father to 2 daughters, biological kids, that is, young adults. I tend to forget their ages, but
we can forgive you. We can forgive you. It's a man thing.
Right.
It's a man thing.
Right. Yes. So in a nutshell, that's who I am. I'm a servant. I love people, and I love good people, like Papa here. Yes, sir.
Thank you. And like I told you, Bishop turned 60. How many days? 4 days ago? 4 days ago, Bishop. This is a very handsome, 60 years young man. Amazing man. A man that I totally love and appreciate. The Kwapong name is very powerful, and we'll talk a little bit about that. I met you in the city of London.
Yes, sir.
That's way back. Is it the 80s or?
It was the 80s.
In the 80s. That's a long time ago. In the 80s, and immediately we hit it off. And of course, his big brother, Reverend Eric Kwapong, which I'm sure a lot of you know. He's been around for a long time. When Bishop turned 60, I thought it was a joke because it looks like he's been around for a very, very, very long time. But Bishop, thank you so much. You've done ministry for a while. In fact, you've been doing it ever since we met. And in different continents, in Africa, in Europe, in the United States, that's North America, and other places in the world. And I just want to find out, what are some of the remarkable changes that you have noticed, especially in the area of worship? Because apart from your personhood, you are more known in that area. Of course, you do a whole lot of, you are a philanthropist, you are a helper, you are a prolific writer, you pastor, name it. But worship is something that a lot of people know you about. You teach it to mentor. What are some of the changes you've seen from those heady days till now? Are there any things that you've noticed?
Yes, that's it. And thank you for that question. I think that's a very, very important question when it comes to worship, because worship, as you know, is one of the things that's near and dear to God's heart.
Right.
And many times, in fact, the first book I wrote, which was
Evening Sacrifice.
Evening Sacrifice.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes,
I remember
I believe
that.
you wrote the foreword. I can't remember now, but
I think I wrote the foreword for the Father.
Father Factor.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, but where I talk about worship and what it really means. The first time the word worship came up, there was no musical instrument in there, and yet Abraham said, "I go to worship."
Wow.
So worship is more than just instrument. It's more than just playing music or slow songs or fast songs.
Wow.
But having said that, there are many things that are different, as you asked, compared to when we were much younger and coming up in the faith versus how we view worship today. I narrow it down to maybe 2 or 3 things. Number one, I think the advent of social media has done such a big number on worship and what it's supposed to be.
Wow.
What do I mean by that? Back in our day, you didn't have a phone that would capture worship and look for likes and who's watching and all that. So worship came from a place, it was so raw. We did that. If we had to cry, we cried. If we had to lay prostrate on the floor, we did. There was no paparazzis following us and making sure that how many views do we have after worship and all that. So it was very raw, very uncut. In this day and age, people have to be careful what they say, how they do it, and all that. So I think that in itself kind of limits how true we can be in worship. And that has affected the way we do worship today. Secondly, there's something known as CCM, Contemporary Christian Music. When it comes to contemporary Christian music, the emphasis is on how unworthy the worshiper is. Talking about how I've done this and I've done that. It's all westernized, versus true worship has to be vertical. It has to go upward. You're talking about God's goodness. You're talking about who God is, his personhood. But today, people talk about other things, and I kind of don't want to mention names, but we know what contemporary Christian music is. And funny enough, it looks like there's a change. People are yearning to go back to what it used to be. I have 2 girls who are young, and so we have this conversation all the time. I ask them, I say, what's different from the worship you knew growing up as young people that we sang in church? And they are quick to point out that all the lyrics of the worship songs pointed to God. Whereas in today's age, it's all about how bad a person is. And so it shifts the focus a little bit. Having said all that, I must also say, though, that social media has had a positive influence in the sense that you take a person in Nigeria or Ghana, Accra, somewhere, worshiping in a small church. Now that has been amplified into the Western world. So you see how worship ought to be done. So that has influenced how worship is being done today.
So pros and cons.
Pros and cons.
Good.
Yes, sir. And I'm happy to report that, there's a shift to when you look at the scene now, there's a lot of African influence on worship. You have people like the Chandler Moores, who are learning Yoruba, who are learning, the African language to engage in worship. And that tells me that God is really up to something.
Yes.
Realigning what it should be. Because worship must first be to God. It must be upward.
This is awesome. I hope you are getting it. It's very interesting, for the past couple of days, I've not been in the best of shapes and things, and been lying down quietly. And one of the mornings, I couldn't sleep through the night, and I just had this worship thing on the inside of me, and I felt that, I need to worship myself out of the situation that I'm in. And out of that, I went upstairs to my bedroom and I said to my wife that if I am able to preach on Sunday, which I'm sure I would be, being November, our month of gratitude, is going to be I came to worship.
My God.
And it's amazing what you are bringing about worship. I don't know, like you said, we have to be very careful today with what the platforms that we have.
Right.
And I started by talking about, Audi, that my dad said that you don't learn anything from talking, you learn by listening. And I've never forgotten. So we have to be very careful about the things that we say. And of course, people hear things from different angles. What you hear and what you see depends on where you stand. And there's that worrying trend. Bishop, about how we've almost made worship hours. I say it jokingly that sometimes, I don't like their choice of songs. I went to this church, I don't like, and I said, Are we worshiping you? We're not worshiping you. The one we are worshiping hasn't complained. Then you are saying, I don't like the choice of their songs. We are not worshiping you. It's a matter of preference. And there are people who are going to miss destiny because of worshiping their own preference. And you really hit this thing on me, and I think I'm going to steal it, that the first worship had no musical instruments. I had never thought about that. Have you ever thought about that? They had no music, which means it goes beyond that. It really does. It really does. And it's so amazing. Thank you for educating us. And by the way, we open for questions. So if you have any questions, we are all stood by. And make sure that 99% of the questions go to Bishop and not to me. He will answer. Ask him in everything. Nothing is off the table. Just ask him. Bishop, we are talking about untold stories. Untold. So I want to hear a little bit about your life. What are maybe one or two memorable behind-the-scene experiences that may have shaped, number one, you as a person, and number two, you as a minister? Some memorable things. It could be painful. It could. Just tell us. People want to hear our stories. They want to know where we have come from, because I believe that every front story has a backstory that is not of into, and that's the season I'm in. I want to draw from people so we can learn and shorten other people's learning curve. So one or two, whatever is behind the scenes experience that have shaped you as a person, shaped you as a minister. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And thank you for that. Speaking of untold stories,
yes,
I think you introduced my book.
Yes,
and in that book, I tell a story of 30 years in America.
Wow.
From day one, when I arrived in this country and lost my passport, and literally became, I was lost in this country.
Right.
And how God kept me for 30 years. And so there are so many stories in there. I really encourage people to, if you can get a copy, lay hands on one. I think it'll be, you'll find so many stories. But right off the top of my head, something that's not in this book, which is Untold. I remember the year was about 1983. And we had the Reverend Appiah was having a crusade.
Global
revival, yes, sir. And so this was in Winneba. And while we went there, he had a tradition where every time he was preaching, we had to be in the back praying.
Right.
Pray through his sermon, something that is missing in today's world. So while he was preaching, we were praying. And when the service was over, when his preaching part was over, he called us, the prayer warriors, to come in there because it was time to pray for the sick.
Right.
So I had been watching the late Maurice Cerullo,
right,
and watching some of his crusades. So I walked up to a guy who was deaf and dumb, and I placed my hand and my fingers in his ear. And I said, in the name of Jesus, I command you, spirit of death and dumb, to come out. And so I tested him. I said, say one. And he was 1, 2, 2.
Wow.
And that, I never forgot that day, you know. So he was brought up to the stage and he testified, you know, they testified and all that. So it was raw. We prayed, we trusted God. We saw how God moved. And that particular experience really influenced and shaped my Christian faith. That if I can keep at it, praying and, you know, doing the things that we've been taught, we can see the power of God, something we don't experience too much in this day and age.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
That's amazing. And are there any other things? Well, you've told us too, like your life in America, and then of course ministry. Any other thing that have shaped some experiences, maybe in life, in ministry, in the hands of people, something that interesting that may help somebody who maybe is thinking that, oh, Bishop Joe Kwapong is all that. He was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. You know, he just, you know, sometimes they see your vestments and they, oh, this man, he just descended from Mars, had breakfast with Angel Gabriel. Is there anything that somebody can say, oh, I can identify with that?
Yeah.
Is there anything?
Oh, there's plenty.
Yes.
There's plenty.
We love to hear. We love to hear.
Like I said, I have taken time to talk about so many of these different experiences. Being a foreigner in another country and dealing with so many different challenges, you know, there's been times when loved ones have passed because, you know, documentation is not in place. So you know, you can't be able to go and stuff because you are still in the process of getting things straight. There's been times when I remember when I first started. It was 1995 in California, you know, pastoring a church, and we had like a branch in another city, you know, and you put out your very best, and yet it looks like nobody's coming,
right?
And you're almost like, you know, in a hard place, between a rock and a hard place, and there's been so many challenges. I remember one time rent was due for the you know, for the place of worship.
Tell me about that.
And I woke up in a sleep, and I said, "Don't take that offering, don't take that money." And my wife was like, "Wait a minute,
what's going on?
What's going on here?" So there's been so many, you know, challenges. But I just want to encourage somebody that if God called you, you must trust Him. If He told you to do what you're doing, just know that He will bring provision.
Wow,
indeed.
I love that. I love that. Listen. Bishop has said something that really resonates in my heart. Sometimes, almost of the worst thing you can ever do to yourself is to give up. You never know what is around the corner. That is why I tell you that the bend in the road is not the end of the road. Every life that you see today has been through a lot. That's why I want to draw out people's stories. I want somebody to be inspired to understand that, oh, he's been there before, she's been there before. Then my situation is not terminal. I tell you that so long as there's breath in your nostrils and habit in your chest, there's hope for you. I don't say that flippantly because I don't have anything to say. I mean every word that I've said. Please, when God calls you, He does not call you to a life of comfort. The greatest example for Jesus that Christianity ever produced was a man called Saul of Tarsus, who became Paul. In his call, he said that, for I have shown him what things he must suffer for my name's sake. Sometimes Dietrich Bonhoeffer said that there's something called necessary suffering. And we try to medicate every pain away. Sometimes that is not what it is. I was sharing with my wife, you know, we have a couple of bereavements around us and things. And in my time that I've been lying down, you know, reflection a lot. And as you grow, Bishop, you have time to reflect, you lie down. And yesterday I was just having a conversation with her and I said, you know, we need to kick over some sacred cows and face some issues. And I'm going to tell a story maybe in a couple of weeks about an athlete in America. If I mention his name, almost everybody. And he found himself at maybe a right place at the wrong time. You know, when you are a person of color like us, if you are talented, if you are gifted, you are in trouble.
Yes, sir.
And he was framed and incarcerated for a crime he never committed for 25 years. And it was commuted. And he asked the question that, why would God allow this to happen to me? And for me, what touched me was that a deacon from his church, black church, came to visit. And he asked the deacon, why did God allow this to happen to me? And the deacon said, you can't question God. And for me, I realized that no, you can't question God. We can't question God. He may not give you the answer you are looking for, so I'm on a journey myself to debunk a lot of our theology. That it is not sinful, it is not sacrilegious, it is not wrong. So I'm only saying this to somebody who is listening, who has just listened to Bishop encourage you. He's been there, done that, bought the t-shirt and the hat. He's still here. Amen. And life does not promise you a bed of roses. We all go through things. Some advertise they are paying more than others. But let me tell you something. Life is not cheap. Press on. And we'll come to that. Bishop, yes, so is there what's the one thing that people don't know about you outside of ministry? Because of who you are, we see you, you have microphone, you have this, you are doing this, you are blessing people, you are consecrating people, you are doing your projects, you are writing. So is there something interesting that, I don't know, she doesn't know, he doesn't know, that will interest us today? Please keep your questions coming. We're waiting on your questions.
It's funny, but when I celebrated my 60th, my sister came. She,
right.
Amina, she comes.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Okay.
And she told a story about, some things. I didn't even, I'm like, man, you shouldn't have opened that Pandora box. But, I'm very passionate. I'm a very passionate businessman, or at least I like to believe that.
Right.
Because I have sold in the Bahamas.
Oh.
I mean, that's when I met the late Dr. Miles
Monroe. Wow.
The first day I walked into his sanctuary, it was after service. And the minute he saw me, he said, "You are Eric's brother."
Wow.
He made me out straight up. But I had made some special clothing for his late wife,
right,
Rose.
Yes.
But she loved African outfit. So I am a very, very passionate businessman.
Wow.
I like money.
He's giving me some wonderful shirts. He likes money, Now don't sit there and say, "As for me, I don't like money." What do you like?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like to make money. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
That's beautiful. Listen, he's a business person. He has some amazing, he suits me up very well in some beautiful fabrics. Really beautiful. Beautiful. I've got a few hanging in my closet, which are amazing. But thank you, Bishop. Listen, if you have some questions, let the questions come. And I want to go on this trajectory. I realize that for the past few years, you've been mentoring very young people, youth. I see you raise them in ministry. I see you raise them in worship and that kind of thing. What are some of the challenges that you feel we ministers, especially the older ones, we face as we try to bridge the gap between the older and the newer generations? Okay. I think it's always a tension, which truthfully shouldn't be. Yes.
Now, I hope that I get to ask you a few questions. Because
yes.
I put
okay, right after that, after this, it's your turn to ask me questions. Easy questions.
Thank
so
I can't promise, but I will ask them. I wrote some things down.
Sure. Let's do that.
So this is a very, I think this is a very poignant, very, very important. I am writing a book, and on this note, I make.
Yes, I'll write it. I'll write it.
Okay. All right.
I'll write it, Bishop. I'll write it.
Thank you, sir. But the whole conversation is premised on 2 Kings chapter 6.
Right.
In 2 Kings 6, we see where Elisha says to, Elisha had some sons with him.
Those prophets?
Yes, sir. The sons of the prophets. Mm-hmm. And they asked Elisha, or they said to Elisha, he said, the place where we dwell has become too straight.
Yes.
And so in that book, which you will write the foreword to, I talk about how it's important to dialogue, how the older generation talk to the younger generation. Because Elijah brought something to the table. He was experienced. He had seen many battles. But the younger people had agility, they had strength, and they had new ideas. Because they said, you know what, where we're dwelling has become too straight, so let us, improve. I think that young people they have talent, they have strength, they are agile, and we need that exchange. For a man like you that have raised several people globally, I'm almost getting into my question now.
Okay.
You over the years, you have mentored so many people in ministry. You've raised countless leaders globally, And so my question is, how important is it for seasoned leaders like yourself to intentionally pour into the next generation?
It's very important, Bishop. God has always shown himself as a generational God. He's the God of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Israel never truly knew God until they knew God through their fathers. So they called God the God of our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So it's very important. That being said, I think I made a statement in passing when I was asking you a question that, technically and truthfully, there shouldn't be any battle between the older generation and the younger generation. Of course, it's there. We see it happens, friction, this, and for me, if we would step back a little bit and see that this thing is not about us, but it's about God, then I think we can do it better. This is how I say it. Moses was a leader, and after him came Joshua. Okay. Joshua was not a better leader than Moses. He was a different leader. Joshua was not a better leader than Moses. He was a different leader. And it stood him in good stead when he took the experiences of working with Moses into his leadership. And it helped him. At least he had seen how people treat leaders. So he was a kind of no-nonsense guy. Yeah. He had seen how Moses got burnt out. He had seen how Moses asked God to kill him and deliver him from his wretchedness. All these things were things that Joshua could never have learned in a rabbinical school. He could never have sat in a classroom to learn. He observed, observation. When Jesus called the 12, he called them to observe. Take my yoke upon and learn of me. Observe. And so it's a challenge that honestly shouldn't be. But of course, it's Christianity. So Christianity must always have problems and must have things happen. And so I feel that when I was about to turn 50, I spent some time praying and I didn't ask God for anything. And in fact, up to today, I hardly ask God for things. For me, once I wake up in the morning, it's the biggest gift, apart from being saved. Wow. For me, it's a bonus. It's a gift. And I asked God for something. I said, Lord, 50 years you've been very good to me. You've been kind. I mean, you've done me better than I ever deserved in 10 lifetimes. All I'm asking for is that help me to help younger ones who are coming after me. Wow. Much as he answered, it also felt like at the other side, all hell broke loose. Because I feel that for everything that you are called to, there's a corresponding assignment against your assignment. And so I've seen the good about the ugly, but I've always maintained the fact that no good thing comes without pain. No good thing comes without a challenge. So that has been my driving force. That one day when I close my mouth, temporarily, in death, in the grave, I'll still speak through people. A gift that anybody can give to me is to one day to say that I'm standing here because so-and-so gave me a chance. I know men and women of God that should never have built churches, planted churches, maybe because of my encouragement. Because I took some bullets for them. Christianity is one thing that hardly gives people an opportunity to reform. Even the penal service, the prison service, well, that's what they say. They let you reform, corrections. But it's only Christianity that once they hear one thing about you, that's your end. Wow. You cannot reform. Even if you are reformed, they say, no, there's an agenda. And so a whole lot of men and women who could have been the woman at the well. Bishop, do you realize that she did something that none of the 12 handpicked men ever did? She left her water pot, went to town, and brought the whole city. None of the disciples did that. She brought the whole city to Jesus. She was the only one that compelled Jesus to stay in forbidden Samaritan territory for 3 days. Wow. And here is a woman that nobody respected. Wow. I think we need to reform our theology. So, Bishop, to cut a short story long, that is my driving passion. I want to pour things into successive generations. That's why I want people to hear our stories. I don't like it. I have something here that I wrote about 8 years ago. I remember that it bothers me when I see people struggle. So there are some places I don't like to go, but I have to go because of what I do. One of them is hospitals. I can't stand human suffering when I'm almost powerless to do something about it. it breaks me, it hurts me. In the same way, I don't like it when young people, or even for that matter, humanity struggle, especially when I'm able to help.
Yeah.
But of course, I know there are people that we can't help. So that is what drives me, Bishop. That is what drives me. That is what drives me.
I hope that we're able to, capture everything that you you have a lot to give, sir.
Yes, sir.
And we bless
Yes,
God.
sir.
We bless God for your life.
Bishop Bez says, greetings to you, Bishop Bezalel. Bishop, God richly bless you. We are humbled. We are really humbled to have you here. Amazing man of God. I hope your work is going well. There's a question that came up. I think it's for Bishop. Let the question come up. Bishop, I think this is yours. Yes. It's what Nicholas Obuni says. Now this made me curious. How can you turn an entitlement mentality, I deserve it, to agency mentality, I'll fight for it, when going through necessary suffering? Bishop, this is yours. This is yours.
This is bigger than my paycheck, so I'll pass it on.
You know, instantly, Bishop, something comes into my mind about the so-called prodigal son. And this is my take before I get in there. The parable that Jesus told about the so-called prodigal son, I think it had more to do with the senior brother who stayed home than the one who left. Because he's telling us about something, about somebody who couldn't, like I was saying, he couldn't accept the fact that his brother, whatever. But when we look at the brother, he had an entitlement mentality. Give me. He wasn't even ready to wait for father to die before he gets what he has. And entitlement mentality didn't start with this generation. In our time, we knew it. It's been, I think it's as old as humanity, where we feel that we are entitled to something. And I say this, that anytime you think you deserve something, you truly don't deserve it. Every day of your life, wake up after you have your devotions and have a meeting with yourself and speak to. This is what I do. I look into the mirror and I say to the person who is in the mirror that nobody owes you anything. That has been one of the things in my life. I walk through life, nobody owes me anything. So whatever Bishop Joe Kwapong does for me, I am extremely grateful because I don't deserve it. Sometimes people look at people like us. I know. He's huge, he's this, but deep in the recesses of our hearts, no. What is it that I have? What is it that I have learned? What is it that I've done that? Sometimes the scariest thing that happens to me when I stand in my office at church and I see all the hundreds of cars driving into the compound, man of God, I get quote unquote scared. Because for many, they're going to listen to me. And who am I? And that is my mentality. So, Nicholas, for me, we should be deliberate in turning away from the entitlement. Because it was Pastor Tommy Barnett. Okay. Tommy Barnett was, I don't know if he's still alive, but he pastored the first Assembly of God church in Phoenix, Arizona. Huge mega church. He and his son, they bought the Los Angeles Dream Center. He said something to Mommy and I in Maryland, I think 92 or 93. Okay. He said, if you walk through life with your hands like this, looking for what people will give you, 365 days of the year, you'll be disappointed. Wow. But if you walk through life with your hands like this, looking for what you can do for people, bless people with, 365 days of the year, you'll be fulfilled. I took it to heart.
That's awesome.
I took it to heart that I don't deserve anything. You know, I go to places sometimes and people are surprised. So I remember I have a niece somewhere in the city, and one time I went to preach there, and she came over and she said, Uncle, where is your team? And I said, what team? He said, so you came here alone? I said, yes, I sat in the plane. So you don't have like bodyguards? I said, who wants to kill me? I mean, I'm already a dead man. Who wants to? Not that I refuse honor, but sometimes it's over the top. Yeah. For me, I think this entitlement mentality doesn't help. Anointing doesn't flow. So it's just fight for something. Yeah. When you are going through this. Yeah, go ahead, Bishop.
I think you are revealing some of the secrets that have kept you, because I've always wondered that what is it with this man? But this blesses me a lot. Yes. This blesses me a lot to walk around without a sense of entitlement. No. It really blesses me, and thank you for sharing that.
I remember one time, please forgive me, I'll let you ask your question. Please, and I'm not knocking anybody. Please forgive me, I'm not knocking anybody. People observe us, people watch us. And one time I came to church and, our, whatever, the front seat where I sit, they had taken the chairs off and they put thrones in there, all those beautiful things. And I sat there the first day, and I just whispered to my wife, I ain't sitting in this thing again, So whatever, after a week or two, I let them just move the thing. And there was a man in our church. One day he came to see me, quiet, kind of big.
Yeah.
And he said, Pastor, you know why me and my family stayed in your church? And I said, why? He said, when we found out that you sat on the same chairs as all of us sat, it did something to us. It was not that I was making a show, but it's like, it's a seat. 2 hours, I'm out. Please, pastors, sit on your thrones. Sit on your chairs. I have nothing against that. But we must sometimes have a little bit of self-deprecation. It's important.
Yes, sir.
Bishop, it's all yours.
Yes,
Any question before Bishop goes on? Any question is coming up? Do we have something up there for Bishop? Bishop turned that question to me, so can we give Shabla Mensa? Good evening to you, Faith Ofosu Appiah. Good evening. Pastor David Yawan Kruma, God bless you. Hannah is watching from the United Kingdom. Hannah was my secretary for many, many years in the UK. Oh, she served me. Hannah, God richly bless you. I hope husband and children are doing well. Albert, God bless you from New Jersey. Glorious is here. Oh, wow. Kwabne J. Kobe, God bless you. Nancy Adum from Jersey. God richly bless you. Nana Joa is here. Nana, good evening to you. I hope you are doing very well. Auntie Mary Frimpong is in the house. God bless you. Yes, Akusia Williams. Akusia, how are you? Akusia, my sister said she met Akusia and said, Akusia, I've not been going to church. I'm going to tell Bishop. And she actually told my sister told me that you told her that, Pastor, your brother knows I'm crazy already. So, well, I didn't say it, Akusia. I did not say it. It's something I've always wanted to say, but I couldn't. So my sister said it for me. So Akusia, officially you are crazy. But it's good to have you, Akusia. I love you. I really love you. God richly bless you. Yes. Anything in the chat? Do we have something in the chat? Other than that, Bishop, you have a question, please.
Yes, sir.
Let it roll whilst we're going from there.
Yes, sir. I just want to make a little injunction here.
Yes.
I know that the man of God, Dr. Frank, keeps saying we. I don't consider myself to be anywhere close, when it comes to where he is in ministry. So I'm just privileged and honored to be here, with him and to be his guest. This is good. This is good enough for me. Yes, sir. So here's my question.
Yes, sir.
What has been one of your most unforgettable or untold moments, since we're talking about untold stories in ministry, that has shaped your leadership perspective?
Wow. Which one do I isolate? Which one do I bring? That has shaped my leadership.
Yes, sir.
Bishop, for me, it is the people that may not have the opportunity like you and I have to sit here and have a chat. A few weeks ago, I was in Ghana, and Pastor Brian told me about a young man who desperately wanted to see me. And he kept on. So I told him, give my number to the guy, let him. So the guy got in touch. So I said, Papa, I need to talk to you. And I gave him time. He came to see me one day in the evening. And he said he was an Uber driver. Okay. And one February, March, whatever, he had come to drop some people at the University of Professional Studies, UPSA. And he saw a lot of young people going, and he wondered what was happening. So he turned around to leave, but he just felt, let me just check what's happening. Why it's open? So many people. So he parked his car, walked into the auditorium, stood at the back, and here was a man speaking to the young ones. And he stood there and listening to them and said, no. He rushed to his car, took a pen, started writing some of the things that the man was saying. At that time, he was suicidal. He had planned to kill himself. Wow. Life was at a dead end. And he said, no, I need to listen to him again. So he found out when that man, Ofosu Appiah, was going to speak again, and he came.
Wow.
And then he showed me photos. It's on that other phone, Bishop, that I will show it to you. Okay. He pastors a church in Medina, Accra. They have 4 services a day, 800 people. Young man in his 30s. Unforgettable. Unforgettable. I remember that year, I didn't feel like going to IS. But of course, Pastor Brian, I stand no chance with him. Okay. He doesn't ask, he orders me. In fact, he has ordered me for next day. He just sent me the note, Papa, these are the dates. And who am I with Pastor Brian? I know I'm even a bad boy in his books. I was supposed to be with him in his first anniversary last week, but of course, my situation, I couldn't really get on the plane. So Pastor Brian, for once, I had to not come. eat your heart out. But and we really spoke. So what if Pastor Brian hadn't put this thing together? And talking about IS, he's gone through a lot to get where he is. Even up to today, he still have pushbacks. People call him names and everything. But for that one person, Michael Dadzi of Balance Church in Medina. So these are one of the unforgettable experiences That's
amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I still have a couple questions for you.
Please ask me.
Yes.
Please do.
So you often talk about the importance of character.
Yes.
And consistency in leadership.
Yes.
So my question to you is, how have these values sustained you through the years?
Thank you, Bishop. I believe that if you don't stand for something, you fall for everything. And when we talk about character, people have all their definitions of character. But character, like you and I know, is an imprint. Something you leave on something. That's your imprint. And so it could be anything. I think we have categorized character. They don't smoke, they don't chase, they don't chew. These are all good. But those who may not do that too can't hold people's confidences. People think they are anointed to be rude. So for me, you must have values in life. Sure.
It's almost like I catch it later after you said
Yeah, some are anointed to be rude, Some also think that mockery is a gift or a fruit of the Spirit, but it isn't. So for me, character is who you are. You do right by people. When you are wrong, say, I'm sorry. When you are right, keep quiet. It's as simple as that. People must know you for what you stand for. You don't vacillate. Even for me, I've had people, some can stand me, some can't. It's like Paul. Yeah. The Pharisees thought different. This one thought, at the point, they almost tore him into pieces. And you have to be when people do that, people have different opinions about you, then you're a good leader. Some think you are deputy devil, some think you are deputy Jesus, and it really help. But for me, character is important. You may have heard it. I'm sure, I don't know who was the originator, but they tell us that charisma can get you to the stage, but it is character that can keep you there. I heard it from Archbishop Benson that was many years ago. And for me, the more lights that are thrown on you, the more your potholes and things come. So just be who you are. And for me, it helps so that you don't continually look over your shoulder. What did I say? And I tell people that if you're a liar, you better have a very good memory, because you have to remember what you said. So just be yourself and have some values. For me, treat people well. It is not what you say to people that really matters. It's what you say about them that matters. I want to repeat it. It's not what you say to people that matters. It's what you say about them, especially in their absence. It's character. It's character. Whatever I say about Bishop when he's not here, can I look at him in the eye and say, if not, then I've missed it. It's not right. For me, that is it. I want to do right by people.
Wow.
But of course, people like us, sometimes when we are like an enigma, people can't really get close. They think, but that is me. I like to live in the simplicity of that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. It's amazing how, man, I hope this is being recorded so I can
listen. Oh yes, it is. It is. And we leave it out there. We leave it out there on social media. So you can go back to the Ambassador of Hope. You can go to Ofosu Appiah Official. All of them, all the episodes are there for you to do that. Are there any more questions? Are there any more questions that are coming, or Bishop can still go ahead?
I still have a couple.
Bishop, let's roll. Let's go.
So this question is,
there's an Aula Akwile Kwaps watching us. I think we know her. That's Bishop's wife. Beautiful woman. Bishop Vicky, God bless you. Thank you for loaning my cousin to me today. You can tell we're having fun, man. Let's go, Bishop. Let's go.
Yes, so this question has to do with balancing act.
Right.
There are so many things I see you do. I know you're a father.
Yes.
I know you're a preacher or preachers. I know you have raised people and continue to do that. Sometimes, next thing I know, one time my daughter sat in the same plane as you.
Yes.
You were on your way. I think it went through London or something like that.
Man, I'll tell you the experience. I'm sure did she tell you our experience? Oh, man.
My God.
Man, it was. We were just about 10 or less minutes to land.
Wow.
and the storm came through. I've traveled hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
That turbulence.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord God of hosts.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And up to today, I don't understand why I was so calm. People were screaming.
Wow.
I don't know why. I was I was calm.
Yeah.
Honest, up to today, was I crazy?
Yeah.
The thing just all bounced all over. People were screaming. And somebody said, I knew you were on the plane. I told my husband, the God of Ofosu Appiah, and I said, we are in trouble. So we ended up on the sea for a long time. Then later we had to be diverted to Lome.
Yes.
Yeah, Lome for a very long time. We sat there for a very long time. So we had to go through paperwork and refuel. And the pilot came up and said, I have good news for you. The truck that is supposed to refuel our plane has also broken. But where we got anyway, let's go ahead, Bishop. But these are some of our stories. You never know, but we go through a lot of things. We do.
Indeed.
Yes.
Because I had a recording. My daughter recorded what was happening in the plane.
Oh wow! Okay.
And when she played it, you knew that was the hand of God.
Oh, it was the hand of God. It was serious, man. Hey, it was serious. It was
when you confess. People are confessing their
sins. Yes,
receiving Christ again.
People were screaming. It was no joke, my friend. I've traveled hundreds, thousands of flights, but that day, and I was so calm.
Wow. Praise God. Praise God.
I think there was something over me. Yeah.
Yes,
anyway, go ahead, Bishop.
Yes, sir. So my question was, how do you balance being a father, being a husband, being a preacher, being a leadership guy, traveling, going to different places, doing all these things. And by the way, I've said when I get to be your age, I'll be happy with looking half as good as you do.
Thank you. Somebody asked me why I look the way I look, and I said, I have no bitterness. No. I don't have enemies. Enemies may have me, but anyway.
Yes, sir.
I will beg to use one word, and that word I borrowed from Mommy, my wife.
Okay.
Be intentional. I'm very, 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 very intentional in balancing.
Okay.
It dawned on me the other day that every human being born this side of heaven has 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Nobody has more than anybody. From the president of the largest nation to the janitor in the smallest nation, we all have given 24 hours a day. How do you use your time? Nobody has the privilege of 25 hours a day or 8 days a week.
That's right.
So I determined that whatever I do, I give time to it. Some things are priorities. Some things are no priorities. First things first, I have something called the Ohio principle. Only handle it once. There are some things I do it once, and that's it. Wow. And I'm done. I have a to-do list that I write every night for the next morning. I have a not to-do list, which I don't write, it's in my head. I have a lot of not to-do lists. I don't answer silly questions. I don't take silly phone calls, that kind of thing is in that one I don't write. Let anybody read it. So I intentionally, in my home, for example, I've never, and I would never turn my home into another church. A lot of PKs, preachers' kids, sometimes don't want to have anything to do with church. Because I believe that they have the dubious distinction of worshiping where they live and living where they worship. For me, I worship where I work and I work where I worship. I think it's enough for one person. But not to drag family in and not have them have a life. So I don't turn my home into another church service where we speak in tongues and we speak in King James English. No. My sons and daughters will tell you home is home. Everybody is free. You come and we are laughing, we are silly. That's home. We don't walk about quoting scriptures and that kind of thing. When I'm home, I'm 100% home. When I'm gone, I go to do whatever I do. I still have control. So I kind of give time to things, and I make sure that I don't really waste time. So that has helped me to be able to do. And maybe I'm a workaholic too. I don't know. Pastor Joasma is in the house. He's watching us. Patricia, Pat, good evening to you. God richly bless you. All the way from Stockholm in Sweden, Mayfields. Gabriel, good evening to you. There's a question. Frank Nana Otuedu, I think he's in South Africa. Bishop is in South Africa. And he's asking a question. This must be for me, eh?
Yes.
What systems the fathers putting in place for the young generation in the ministry for missions? I think on this, I can't speak for all fathers, can I? I don't think I can speak for all fathers. Systems are very important for ministry and for missions. Bishop Kwapong talked about social media today. And I think social media is making people a little bit too hasty. Because if I have a smartphone, and especially in these areas where everybody's smartphone is unlimited data, we can easily have a ministry where nobody can speak into our lives. And I tell people, if nobody can speak into your life, your only teacher will be paying. And so I see too many young generation people who are impatient, who don't take their time to be schooled properly. The word brokenness, if you should ask the average young person, what is brokenness? Because if you talk like our time through brokenness, they're going to ask you, did you have mental health challenges? Mental health is real. But God will not use you greatly until he has allowed you to be hurt deeply. It is an undeniable fact of life and ministry.
That's a powerful quote right there.
God will not use you greatly until he has allowed you to be hurt deeply.
Wow.
It is a fact. Show me one man or woman that God used tremendously who doesn't carry scars of pain. It's the way you handle it. And so the systems may be there, but it's people who make systems work. And if people don't submit to the systems, it isn't going to work. And the truth of the matter is that there are some, but today I was telling my wife that there is a battle that you will never win in this life, no matter who is backing you. And I'm not talking about it here. So, man of God, I think every denomination, every pastor, every church must have their systems. I cannot father somebody else's sons. I don't like to pastor other people's church members. I have enough on my hands already. I don't like to do that. I do not like to do that. You know, I cannot walk. Bishop is my cousin, but I cannot walk into his house and tell the girls, hey, you, move your chair here. You. No, I can't do that. That is very disrespectful to him. In the same way, I don't like to do that with other people. So for me, when I get the opportunity, I tell the fathers, put systems in place for people. I am the cook. I'm the chef. I'm the one cooking. If you don't want to eat, too bad. I've cooked my food. And I have people within my system who will never eat what I know. And at this age, I ain't going to bother. So that's the thing. How many minutes do we have, people? I don't know. Let's find out. Well, our time is almost gone. Bishop, one more question. Then
I have two, but
okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
You know, speaking of mentorship and systems in place, I know that you particularly have a school of ministry.
Yes.
Right? You're hosting the graduation. Yes, I follow it very closely. And so my question is, can you throw some more light on that? Can you share the vision behind the school?
Right.
You know, how did that come? Because I believe that that's one of the key things we need. Speaking of, mentorship and passing stuff on to the next generation.
Thank you, Bishop. Honestly, as I sit here right now, I believe that my primary determination, ministry direction is training and helping people, especially the next generation. And when COVID came and we now went more online, at the height of COVID, I was mentoring about 4 different groups of pastors because nobody could walk to a bookshelf, Bishop, and pick up a book, how to pastor during COVID. Nobody had been through that. Last one that came was 1918 when we had the Spanish flu. And so we all had to wing it. And that was when I realized that people need help because pastors were losing, the COVID-19 thing is a flu thing. And for many people, it's not the FLU, it's FLEW. People flew and never came back. And especially the people that said, you saw how relationships were. I'm sure, Bishop, in your church, whatever, there were people that just walked away and never looked back.
Sir.
And don't tell me it doesn't hurt. Even for people like us who may have substantial numbers of people, even one who does that, in a way, hurts. It really, I'm telling church members, it hurts. Don't do that. I tell people, listen, even let's say you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, it may not be the best, and you wake up, whatever, and the boyfriend or girlfriend has left you and never told you anything. Can you imagine what it does to you? Especially when you know, what have I done? At least tell me. And they never tell you. And it takes you months for you to get over. And for a pastor, another like you and I, Every year, so many of them. Just, it's so egregious. It's like a jail sentence. You never know. Why would people do this? And especially when you think you have options too. And I realized that people also are determined to do that. For the longest, from London, which I've always been involved in training. Bible schools. I was the dean of a Bible school. I've been teaching, lecturing in Bible schools. And that's why I went to all these institutes. And so I have the advanced life, Fuller, all those things. Yes. I have advanced life school of ministry, which I decided to start helping and teaching. Under that, we have my Maximize that I take around. And then I've been training a lot of people online. I've been doing that. And then I have a master class for senior pastors. 8 weeks, teaching them things that they will not read in a book. How to pastor difficult people. How to distinguish between a fool and a wise person around you. Oh, I say those things. Wow. Oh, yes. Every pastor. There are people who are asking for me to do it again, even though they've taken the class already. 8 weeks of things that you will not read in a book. My experiences. How to locate when sons and daughters have disconnected from you. Oh, we know it. We may not say, but we know it. They stop giving to you. When they stop addressing you as bishop, and now it's pastor. And then later, they don't even address you at all. They go straight to they've disconnected. Wow. I teach them all these things. Once that men have learned to shoot without missing, birds also learn to fly without perching. So I'm teaching all these things. Master class, how to handle burnout, betrayal. There's a question that came. Please make sure Albert's question, then we'll finish it with that. So we have this school of ministry. Right now, I think we have about 40 people that we are graduating on Sunday. And I'm inviting all of you. I don't know if you have the flyer. On Sunday at 4 p.m., people are coming from Europe. People are coming from the contiguous USA, from all over. 40 students, we are graduating there. We are teaching ministry, theological balance. We are teaching leadership. We are teaching life things. There are so many things I teach. One of their favorite courses that they tell me I should teach again is the parable of the trees. I taught some of on leadership. It's the bramble, the olive, the things in the book of Judges. And every one of them stands for something that people must know. We are teaching this. We are teaching about the anointing. We are teaching about how to lead difficult people. We are teaching apologetics. All of these things. I taught about the essential doctrines of the church. It will surprise you how many people in church don't know the essential doctrines of the church. What is doctrine? Just lay hands on me, prophesy. Wow. See something for me. That's all. And we are teaching this thing. So we will advertise for our next class that starts in January. I have amazing faculty, Dr. Spencer Duncan, Dr. Femi Olowo, myself, amazing. And you see the material we have, it is no joke. The best investment is to invest in it. But Sunday, 4 p.m., please, at 781 Athens Highway, Kerris House, Loganville, come, just 2 hours. Come see, people are coming from all over the world to be graduated. And for other pastors, please don't feel threatened. Don't feel threatened. I want to help you. I will not keep anybody. It's online. I want to help you. Bishop, let me say this before we go. If you notice me, I don't preach a lot in Atlanta. And it's for a good reason why I don't do that.
I had a question about that.
Ask me.
Since you are talking about it, I'll let you go.
No, you go ahead.
Yes, I'm trying to find out why is that? Because I notice you don't. And I also, what motivates you? What keeps you motivated?
It's self-motivation. I motivate myself. I don't preach a lot in Atlanta because my relationship with Bishop Joe Kwapong means more to me than somebody who will leave his church to come and follow me because they heard me preach. Wow. And human beings don't care about your relationship and my relationship. And they will come between you. And anytime two good friends, whatever, get into issue, there's always a third person who has sown something. Oh, and so I make sure that I stay away from that. I'd rather sit with Bishop Joe Kwapong in office, in a restaurant, whatever, let's talk, let's eat, than to come to his church. Oh, man, this is Pastor Ofosu Appiah. Man, I've got to go to his... I've had a couple of those experiences many years ago, and I never liked it. And so I determined I don't like that. I minimize that completely. I'll rather... So that is my thing. Let's take the last... There's a question there for Bishop. Oh no, you mentioned my name. Say, how do you handle betrayal in all your years of doing this work? Someone who is dear to you betrays you. Albert, how much time do you have?
He took my last question.
He took your last question.
Yeah.
You will never know how great loyalty is if you've never been slapped by betrayal. And I want to choose my words carefully. Betrayal is deadly. Many leaders don't survive betrayal.
Wow.
I have a very good friend, which you know. I was reading one of his books the other day, and he spent chapters talking about people who had betrayed. He didn't mention this, but I know most of the stories. And I felt so bad because all of these people are alive, and I'm sure they'll read the book, And I said, I can't do this. Yeah. But sometimes I'm almost tempted to also write a book, but I don't think I will. But I have suffered some. Really, really, really. It's only that I don't glorify it. Okay. I take it as part of the package. People will always be people. I don't let that turn me into something or somebody that I'm not. And I have resigned myself to the fact that it is what it is. Yeah. That is life. Betrayal doesn't say anything. When Bishop Joe Kwapong has been betrayed, when I betray him, if I betray him, it doesn't say anything about him. It says everything about me. Wow. And then the people who will follow me know that I betrayed this man. How on earth would you follow somebody who has betrayed their master and make you think that you are safe? Wow. I'm not God. I don't curse. I don't bring retribution. Life goes on. And the best payback, keep on succeeding.
I need to compress two questions into one.
Let's go.
Two questions into one. One of the things that I admire about you, there's many.
Yes.
I mean, you can take one simple scripture.
Yes.
And I ask myself, well, how come? I mean, some of us have been reading this Bible. How the way you break it down, I just know that apart from the fact that you are studious, you put time into it.
Yes.
I think it's also a gift.
Yes.
You have to recognize people for what they are and what they have.
Right.
I don't think it takes anything away from you.
Yes.
So how are you able to really, get into the word like you do? And then the second part is, you're a very humble man. For what you have, this is the honest truth. People, I walked into Dr. Frank's house for the first time, and I'm not supposed to say this online, but this is the first time I've come to Abochi. Those of you who know what Abochi is a Hebrew word for overseas. Man, how do you stay so humble?
Because I don't deserve it.
Wow. I
don't deserve it. Honestly, I don't. One time I asked God about something and asked him why he gave me something. And he said, because he didn't ask for it. It means nothing to me. It really doesn't. Honestly, it doesn't. I don't like making noise. I just be myself, And I'm not going to sit in this church and say God hasn't blessed me. He has blessed me more than I deserve. And that is why I always also want to bless other people and make their lives better. So basically that is it. Bishop, how does somebody get your book, Journey Through the Rearview Mirror and Immigrants?
Okay. You can find it on Amazon, but I would say call me and get it from me because Amazon will take a cut.
Okay. So is there a number they can get?
Yes, sir.
That you can put there? Can we put a number out there? Is it possible? Yes, Bishop, let's go.
404-704-6762.
So there's a number coming up. You can still play it back later, but
404
yes
704
yes
6762.
Yes. So that is the book. Please. Songs that he has released, a whole lot of them. Please just Google Bishop Joe Kwapong. There's so much. But Bishop, all that remains for me to say is thank you so much for giving us your time. Happy birthday again. Happy 60th again. And I pray that the next 60 years will always be amazing. We will meet again next 60 years looking like this. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. We look forward to coming your way again next Tuesday. All that remains for me to say is have a good evening. And for those of you in the DMV area, like you know, the Maximize that was supposed to come on November 22nd has that being said, have a wonderful evening. We love you. There's nothing that you can do about it. Thank you from Bishop Kwapong, and thank you from me. Have a good night. Bye-bye.